அன்பு தமிழ் நெஞ்சங்களே, ஒருவர் வாழ்கிற பொழுது வாழ்த்தி மகிழ்விப்பது என்பது நம்மில் பலர் செய்ய மறக்கும் விடயமாகும். மலர்ந்திருக்கும் இந்த 2023ஆம் ஆண்டு ஜனவரி மாதம் 16ஆம் தேதி தனது 91வது பிறந்த நாளை ஆஸ்திரேலிய பிரிஸ்பேனில் தமிழ் அன்பர்களின் ஆதரவோடு கொண்டாடி மகிழ்ந்தார் டாக்டர் பிரையன் செனிவரட்ன. இலங்கை அரசியல் பாரம்பரியம் மிக்க பண்டாரநாயக்கா குடும்பத்தில் பிறந்து
I'm not a politician, but I have major political connections. I didn't choose to be born into the Bandaranaike family, but I was. This is the family that has taken Sri Lanka, the pearl of the Indian Ocean, to the killing fields of Asia. It is a family that took a country with no future, with a bright future, to a country with no future, a failed state. My mother is the brother of Edmund Samarakodi, the Marxist who fought all his life for the Tamil people, one of the few Sinhalese leaders to do so.
தமிழ் ஈழம் தான் தமிழர்களுக்கான தீர்வு என்று உலகெங்கும் உரத்து பறை சாற்றியவர் டாக்டர் பிரையன் செனிவரட்ன.
Let me tell you my stance. I am totally committed to a separate Tamil state, Elam.
ஈழப் போராட்ட காலத்திலேயே தமிழீழ விடுதலை போராட்டத்தை நியாயப்படுத்தி கனடா, அமெரிக்கா, ஐரோப்பிய நாடுகள், நியூசிலாந்து, ஆஸ்திரேலியா ஆகியவற்றின் மேடைகள், ஆர்ப்பாட்டங்கள், பாராளுமன்றங்கள் என்று பலதரப்பட்ட வழிகளிலும் குரல் கொடுத்தவர் டாக்டர் பிரையன் செனிவரட்ன.
It has to be a UN conducted referendum with the UN forces replacing the Sri Lanka armed forces as was done in East Timor.
போர் மௌனிப்புக்கு பின்னர் தொடர்ந்து அங்கு இடம்பெற்ற இனப்படுகொலைகளை அம்பலப்படுத்துகின்ற காணொளிகள் மற்றும் நூல்கள் ஆகியவற்றை எழுதிய பெருமையோடு தனது 91வது பிறந்த நாளை கொண்டாடுகிறார் டாக்டர் பிரையன் செனிவரட்ன அவர்கள். 2008ஆம் ஆண்டு ஆனுவல் கனேடியன் ஜெனோசைட் எஜுகேட்டர்ஸ் அவார்டு என்கின்ற விருதை பெற்றவர். அத்துடன் 2018ஆம் ஆண்டு நாடு கடந்த தமிழீழ அரசாங்கத்தில் நெல்சன் மேண்டேலா ஞாபகார்த்த விருதையும் பெற்றுக்கொண்டவர் என்பது பெருமைக்குரியது. Good evening, Doctor. First of all, I would like to wish you a happy birthday, your 91st birthday today. It's a privilege. Many happy returns of this day. You've been with us for Tamil people since 1956, I hear.
Actually, it was before the date that you mentioned. I have been fighting since 1948. That's a long time. And I didn't get involved initially, but then I realized that unless the Sinhalese fought for the Tamils, we would get nowhere. And that's when I thought that I had a critical role to play. And that's when I started work full time.
Welcome, Tamils of Tamil Elam. I appreciate very much you are inviting a Sinhalese to address you. I've titled my address, Sri Lanka, Stop the Genocide of Tamils of Tamil Elam.
Being a Sinhalese family, everyone is supportive to the Sinhala model type of thing, and even at that time, what triggered you?
What made me was the fact that I felt that unless there was some Sinhalese involved, we would get nowhere in this fight. And that's when I started campaigning full time.
Because you were in a politically dominant, one of the Bandaranaike family member. What do you think about the youngsters' uprise of LTTE or arms organizations?
You got to realize that Prabhakaran was just one human being. There were a number of other people who fought alongside him to put the case for the Tamil people across to the wider world. I object to the term terrorist organization. You see, in 1972, when the Sinhalese rose, they were called insurgents. When the Tamils did the same thing, they were called terrorists. I find this very irritating and hurtful. They are either insurgents or terrorists. You can't have one for the Sinhalese and one for the Tamils.
Since you left Sri Lanka, you continue to voice for the Tamils and the Tamil rights, even though your cousin Chandrika Bandaranaike was a president of that country. So, how was the family relationship and family things at that time?
The family could never understand why a member of the Bandaranaike family should campaign for the Tamil people, because they never really understood the nature of the Tamil struggle. I did. From a very young age, I understood the nature of the Tamil struggle and realized that there was more to it than just a struggle.
Do you think the very wise and educated Bandaranaike family did not understand the Tamils' rights issue, or they were just using that to suppress the Tamils and use that for the political reasons? What is your thought on that?
That's a long question, and for which there will be several answers. And I'm not trying to evade it, but I would like it broken into pieces, and I will try and settle it section by section. Now, what is your first question?
Why this ethnic issue is going on for the past 70 years or more?
Yeah.
What is actually stopping the Sinhalese government or the people to resolve this issue and have a peaceful country there?
What is happening is that the Sinhalese people regard the Tamils as terrorists, and this has been helped by the international community. The Sinhalese uprising is called insurgency. Tamil uprising, doing the same thing, is called terrorism. And that's one of the big issues. And I have consistently stated that this is an ethnic issue which has to be settled in terms of humanitarian human rights and humanitarian concerns.
A plea for international action for peace with justice. I don't want peace. I want peace with justice for the Tamil people. Let me define where Tamileelam is. I think the best definition I can give is that of LTTE leader Kittu, who said, get a map and plot out where the bombs and the shells have dropped, and that is Tamileelam.
As a human rights activist, can you say that you have done something in your life?
I am disappointed. I'm disappointed in that with all the struggle that I have had, the progress that I have made has been negligible. On the other hand, I would believe that if it were not for me, the Tamil struggle would have got even less. So I'm glad that I got involved the way that I have, but I'm disappointed that I have not got far enough.
Not only you, all of us are still disappointed, but not given up yet, still fighting for it and still working towards all the avenues available. A question, after 2009, there are so many organizations. Initially in Australia, Australian Tamil Congress was inaugurated, and you were part of the Queensland wing of that organization, as well as transnational government of Tamil Eelam was formed in 2010, and you were part of that as well. So what do you think about these organizations? Not only these two organizations, there are a lot of organizations arose after 2009 and working towards a solution or punishing the war crime criminals and so on. But it has progressed to a certain extent. Don't you think that we are in the process of approaching or achieving what really we need to achieve?
I think I support what you have said, but given the number of people who have been involved in this, what we have achieved is negligible.
I'm a Sinhalese, as you are told. Many people find this surprising because this is not a Sinhala issue or a Tamil issue. This is a humanitarian issue. It's a humanitarian issue that should arouse the concerns of every decent person on this earth.
Memorable moments, memorable events in your life.
I am disappointed that there are not enough Sinhalese in expatriate Sinhalese, virtually zero. We had one other expatriate Sinhalese and he died. And after he died, I have been the only one to campaign for the Tamil people. This, I think, is disastrous. I think that we will have to start all over again. I'm 91 in January 16th. 91, if you got to look around and look for people to campaign for the Tamil people, then it's a serious matter.
Meeting Desmond Tutu and been to so many countries and having speeches in parliaments of lot of countries.
Well, I think the reception that I had from Desmond Tutu was fantastic. He said, I will read all the books that you have published on the subject and take it from me that I will read it. And you can ask any question you want, but from my point of view, I will give you an assurance that I will take the struggle where you have not been able to take.
Now, the Rajapaksa regime is actually being chased out, but they still think that they can come back into the government and so on. And Ranil Wickremesinghe from nowhere came as a president and trying to resolve this. And although the economic sanctions and economic struggle Sri Lanka is facing at this point of time, will that give a light to the Tamils' future?
Ranil Wickremesinghe, in my book, is not the man for the job. He was appointed by America, basically. And I really think that he is not the person who is capable of carrying what is a very important position.
Tamil has already been established and it has been functioning for a very long time. You don't need to take it from me. You go to Google and search Christian stockade and look for the evolving state of Tamil. It is that Tamil that they are trying to bomb now by the Rajapaksa trio, the murderous gang that is running.
I think that you have to get, firstly, more Sinhalese involved to campaign for the Tamil people. If we can't get more Sinhalese like myself to campaign for the Tamil people, I think we've lost before we start. Secondly, we've got to get the foreigners to visit Sri Lanka and see for themselves. I mean, you haven't asked the question, but I'll answer it nonetheless. What is lacking in Sri Lanka are Sinhalese who can voice the concerns of the Tamil people. That is what is disappointing me, also what is lacking. I mean, there are actually Vasudeva Nanayakara and people like that in Sri Lanka, but there aren't any Sinhalese of note like myself outside Sri Lanka. And I think that we will have to, what shall I say, wake the Sinhalese people and get them to look at the problem facing the Tamil people. And until that happens, this will go on. One other thing I would like to happen is the unity of the Tamil people. I don't need to tell you, I'm sure that you know, that I am a senator in the transnational government of Tamil Nadu, and I have been elected not once but twice. I'm not in a position to give advice to the Tamil people, but having campaigned since 1948, I must have something that I can tell the Tamil people. The Tamil people have got to unite. Unity is critical. You can't have half a dozen meetings, each addressing one section of the Tamil struggle. The Tamil unity of the diaspora is critical. The Tamil diaspora is today non-existent. I'm sure you are aware that I'm a senator in the transnational government of Tamil Nadu. There have been people who have been criticizing me for being a member of the transnational government of Tamil Nadu. Now, this is nonsense. There's a time when the Tamil struggle is really in a desperate state. To go on fighting with each other is dreadful. And we don't need all that. We've got fellows in Colombo who have spent millions of rupees getting money from everywhere. And we, on the Tamil side, we have got money from nowhere. And we've got to realize that the Tamils have got to put their feet together and campaign for the cause of the Tamil people, which is a greater problem than all the other things put together.
The geographical position of Sri Lanka astride the Indian Ocean. And that is why these international powers are getting involved. They want control over the Indian Ocean. And that will be spelled out in my DVDs.
Do you think that India can do anything or will do anything, or we have to do something to make that happen?
India has played a double game. We, I speak as a Sri Lankan Tamil, we expected India to play a far bigger role than India has played. India actually has played no role at all. And that's a disappointment, to put it mildly. It's a disappointment because India has gone through a lot of this story. India has been down this road, and if we can get India on side, then I think the single government will have a lot of trouble. India in particular, Tamil Nadu. Tamil Nadu has got some fantastically brilliant people. If we can get a hold of Tamil Nadu, I think that we will not have the struggle that we are having at the moment. I think that the Tamils have played little role in India. I think that we should have, when I say we, I mean the Sri Lankan Tamils should have a post, however small, in Tamil Nadu, one in Delhi and one scattered around, but those two are critical, Tamil Nadu and Delhi. And until we establish those two, we are not going to get anywhere.
I have nothing to gain from getting involved in this conflict, but I think everyone should take a stance, and it disappoints me that most Sinhalese are not putting their hand up for what is clearly an injustice done to the Tamil people for 50 years. Let me tell you my stance. I am totally committed to a separate Tamil state era. I have been committed to a Tamil state at a time when you people were not even asking for a federal state, because I think that unless that country is divided, that country will never develop. Are you going to get a unbiased view from me? No, you will not. You will get a very biased view from me, biased in favor of the Tamil people, my Tamil people in the north and the east.
Finally, on your 91st birthday, Dr. Brian Senewiratne, how do you describe our struggle and what's the message on the 91st birthday? Brian Senewiratne, our loving Sinhala friend, activist who really until this moment supporting the cause of Tamil Ilam.
Thank you very much for having me. I hope I haven't spoken for too long, but I would like you to, whatever time you can spare, for me to address you more on the Tamil story.
Have a wonderful birthday, Doctor. Thank you so much. Thank you very much.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday.
Yeah, Brian, it's a pleasure to be here with you. All these years, you have done so much. And it's time for us to say thank you. You have been as a friend of the Tamil. You are an inspiration to us and to me and to my family, how you help them outside. My daughter, my son, and we are all a family patient to you. And you outside the working hours, you call us and you treat like your children. We are always grateful to you, and I get the inspiration from you to take this struggle and to work on that area.
நம்புங்கள் தமிழீழம் நாளை பிறக்கும், நாட்டின் அடிமை விலங்கு தரிக்கும். நம்புங்கள் தமிழீழம் நாளை பிறக்கும், நாட்டின் அடிமை விலங்கு தரிக்கும்.